The Detroit Lions just surprised everyone with an urgent update this week. Two crucial defensive players were simply not seen at practice, and this triggered an immediate alarm. The unexpected absence of Kirby Joseph and Terrion Arnold, who remains in concussion protocol, has left fans uneasy, and analysts questioning whether the team will be able to maintain defensive stability at such a crucial point in the season. Even with Penei Sewell, Brian Branch, and Taylor Decker participating, an air of uncertainty hangs over the roster, especially since Dan Campbell emphasized that the urgency exists, but putting too much pressure on the roster could lead to even more mistakes. And before I reveal why this situation could profoundly affect the game against the Giants, leave a like and subscribe, because another urgent update involving even bigger names on the roster could appear at any moment. This combination of absences and tension behind the scenes has created a charged atmosphere, as if something bigger is about to be revealed, leaving everyone in Detroit on high alert. Internal sources indicate that, despite the concern, the atmosphere in the locker room is not yet one of despair, mainly due to Dan Campbell's confident stance. He made it clear that urgency exists, but that exceeding that limit could generate technical, mental, and emotional chaos within the team. He reinforced that the team knows exactly what needs adjusting, and that increasing the pressure would be the quickest path to serious errors, panic, and hasty decision-making. Meanwhile, details are emerging about DJ Reed, who may be evaluated in the coming days and perhaps return just when the Lions most need depth in the secondary. Preparation to face the Giants has become more complex, because Detroit doesn't want to repeat its recent disappointing performance, especially against a 2-11 team that, even though fragile, just demonstrated competitiveness against the Packers. All of this makes every practice, every decision, and every absence carry double the weight, and some say this week could be one of the tensest of the season. But what really stirred things up behind the scenes was the confirmation that Khalil Dorsey has been designated to return from the injured list, rekindling hopes of reinforcing the defense at a critical moment. The 27-year-old cornerback, whose career has been marked by cuts, returns, and competition for a starting spot, now has the chance to rejoin the roster and offer depth to a unit that is feeling the impact of injuries. Dorsey, who has experience with the Ravens and Giants before earning a place with the Lions, seems to be in the ideal position to return, and his recent numbers show that he can contribute immediately. Still, the team only has 21 days to decide its future this season, which adds another element of pressure to the coaching decisions. The combination of uncertainties, potential returns, and the urgent need for adjustment has transformed the atmosphere in Detroit into a true emotional roller coaster that is drawing the attention of the entire league, especially because every detail can directly impact the team's performance in the coming weeks. The final element of this explosive story came from wide receiver Jameson Williams, who made a surprising revelation by admitting he didn't know that jumping against the goalpost could result in a penalty. The statement generated immediate debate, especially since the play ended up costing the team crucial positioning at a decisive moment in the game. Williams apologized to teammates and coaches, showing maturity, but stressed that he needs to better control his actions to avoid unnecessary penalties that harm the team. Dave Feep assured that there was no need for further reprimand, reinforcing that the focus now is on correcting, adjusting, and moving forward. This episode, coupled with absences from practice and the growing tension surrounding upcoming games, creates a scenario where every detail, every decision, and every play can define the fate of the season. And in the face of all this, the inevitable question remains. In your opinion, do these absences from practice and recent mistakes show that the Lions are losing control of the season, or do you believe the team will still react strongly in the coming weeks? My opinion? Looking at everything that's happened, injuries, uncertainties on defense, crucial decisions, and even silly mistakes like Jameson Williams, you can feel that the Lions are going through a real turbulent time. But at the same time, Dan Campbell demonstrates so much confidence and clarity about what needs adjusting that I still see a team capable of reacting, correcting the details, and coming in strong in this final stretch. Now, I want to know from you, do you think Detroit is about to finally get going? Leave your opinion in the comments.
What seemed like just another rumor has gained explosive momentum. The Detroit Lions are willing to assemble a historic package of draft picks to try and snatch Myles Garrett from the Cleveland Browns, and this revelation is leaving fans in pure shock. The information leaked amidst growing concern about the lack of consistent pressure after injuries that have shaken the defensive unit, and now everything indicates that Detroit is prepared to bet heavily to correct this problem once and for all. And even before we reveal all the details of this monumental negotiation, if you are also surprised by this news, leave a like and subscribe, because at any moment another urgent update may emerge directly from behind the scenes of the Lions. Sources connected to Bleacher Report claim that the Lions are considering sending no less than 2 first-round picks, 1 second-round pick, 1 third-round pick, and 1 fourth-round pick in an aggressive package that would put any franchise on alert. The idea is simple. Pair Myles Garrett with Aiden Hutchinson and create the most terrifying pass-rushing duo in the entire NFL. But the impact of this potential trade goes even further, because we're talking about 2 players who are already among the most productive in the league and who, together, could completely transform Detroit's defensive level, placing the team at a level few imagined possible a few years ago. And even with already impressive numbers, 31 sacks accumulated by the unit, average passing yards allowed among the best in the NFL, and a Hutchinson who continues to force fumbles and command respect, there's a feeling within the front office that current production won't be sustainable without an elite reinforcement. The losses of Za'Darius Smith, the unexpected retirement and early injury of Marcus Davenport have left deep gaps, and relying again on the heroic production of reserves and linebackers may not be enough in 2025. This is exactly the point that has been putting pressure on executives. Detroit doesn't just want to compete, it wants to dominate. And bringing in Myles Garrett would be the kind of move that changes the identity of an entire defense. Now the big question is, should the Lions really send so many draft picks for a single player, even a generational talent like Myles Garrett? On one hand, some say Detroit needs to take advantage of this rare 3-year window of competitiveness and go all in now. On the other, some fear the price tag is too high and will compromise the team's future in the draft. Many analysts argue that opportunities like this simply don't come twice, especially when it comes to uniting 2 defensive monsters like Hutchinson and Garrett at their physical peak. It could change everything. Do you agree that the Lions should sacrifice so many draft picks to form the Garrett-Hutchinson duo? Or is this gamble too risky for the season? In my opinion, this move would be bold, aggressive, and extremely risky, but at the same time, it could be exactly the kind of play that separates ordinary teams from teams that truly contend for the Super Bowl. Detroit is in a rare moment with a strong roster and a clear window to compete now, and moves like this could completely change the team's level. But there's no doubt the price is high, perhaps one of the highest in recent years for a pass rusher. Now I want to know from you, would this trade be worth it? Comment below what you would do if you were in charge of the Lions.